one did you get, Dave?
I went for white.
I
think an electric dragon Pokemon has to be done.
I went for black.
That's perfect.
Very handy.
Very handy.
Oh, hello there,
Hey,
Mike.
What's going on there?
Playing Pokemon, aren't we?
You know, bit of Pokemon.
Yeah.
You're never too old for Pokemon, really.
Do you want to join us? Have you got EDS on you?
I have actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Don't mind if I join you, do you?
No,
Join us.
Cool. Just get my DS. How'd you like this?
Hold on a minute.
Go.
That's not a normal DS.
It's not your normal run-of-the-mill DS. This is the 3DS. 3D images, films, videos, screenshots, photos in your face. 3D.
Oh yeah, Mike. 3DSs. Literally.
We don't need these 2 DSs. We only need one 3DS. Get rid of these. Pokemon. Let's have a look at the new Nintendo 3DS. This is courtesy of Game. They're allowing us to show off the new 3DS and some of its new features. There you go, Mike. So we'll do a comparison of all the DSs so we can see them all together.
Okay. So here's the DSi. Okay. So that is.
Just do it that way.
Yeah. Similar, just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
What about screens?
Screen size.
Okay, so you can see, oh, hello there. The top screen quite a bit bigger. The bottom screen does look similar. I think the DSi is still a little bit bigger. But as you see, there's not really a lot of difference in that.
No.
So if you've got a DSi already, you can imagine this is quite similar to that. Of course, the 3DS is absolutely massive when compared to it. So, I don't know what about you two, but I see these being the 2 models Nintendo are going to be supporting.
Definitely. The XL's done well for them. I think the fact that the 3DS isn't the size of the XL has put some people off.
Yeah, I can see a 3DS XL.
Well, there's different.
Eventually,
yeah,
but not straight away.
There's different markets. One market wants a DS with a big screen. They really, I doubt, will want a 3DS because it's going back a step. So,
yeah.
I think Nintendo will be wise to support both the formats in tandem for a foreseeable future, at least. Okay, so let's see a few more of these features that make the 3DS so special.
So we've gone through the different sizes of the screens. Next ones, you can see the buttons. We've added an analog thumbstick.
I had a little twiddle on this earlier, Mike, and I quite like it. I can imagine it's going to be good for the Street Fighter game. No, not clicky, but still,
Yeah.
you know.
I think it depends how well they implement it into some of the games. It's going to add a lot more fluid movement. And then you got your
D-pad. What do you think about the placing of the D-pad there?
It doesn't feel that much difference, really. Feels okay.
We'll have to see about that one.
The game
see how that
yeah.
goes when playing some of the other games on it.
Some of the other new buttons, you got a select, home and start. Now they play more of a vital role than they did before on the older DSs.
Yeah.
So we'll see those in a second.
These buttons look pretty much the same as they were on the other.
Yeah. Power button.
2 shoulder buttons again, have you?
Yeah.
And one does the photos, like on the same thing there. You see on the DSi. That's the photo button. Photo button. What about its cartridge slot? Is that different size or is it the same?
When you put in a cartridge, it does feel like there's something inside it, like not getting stuck, but it doesn't feel as smooth when you push it in.
Okay,
so maybe
see.
that's for something else.
Hang on. So this is a DS, regular DS cartridge, and this is going into a 3DS. Oh.
It almost feels like it's harder to get in.
A very snug fit.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Or this.
It does feel a bit different.
It's
Is this because the...
It's got two clips, like two clipping mechanisms.
Yeah, because the DS, the 3DS cartridges are different, aren't they? Different size. We don't actually have a 3DS cartridge at the moment, fortunately.
Also on the back, actually, you've got your standard port for charging it, but you got two, like, metal plates there. That's for the docking station.
Yes, we'll show you the docking station.
There you are, Tom. One docking station for a 3DS.
So
I actually really like the docking station. It's something that I've seen them in the past. I think it was a Ben 10 one that I saw, like a cradle that would hold the DS and charge it. But this one's a lot more simple to use because you've got your standard
DS charger.
Yeah,
this is an interesting point to make. That is
it's not a new charger.
the charger we know and love from the other DSs. Same thing.
And then you just simply place it on. So it's not really clipping into anything.
But it works.
It's just making the connections.
There's a handy little
you can see
diagram
there,
showing that's where you put a 3DS. Okay. We didn't mention the cameras actually on the top, did we?
Oh,
There's
no.
two cameras. It's also got a shiny finish, which I don't know if it'll pick up very well on this camera, but you see it's kind of like in a gradient. It's kind of light to dark.
Yeah.
Is that just me? Or
No, I think you are right.
there's a kind of slight gradient on this black one, which I presume is the same on the blue one. But these two cameras are used to take the 3D photos, yeah?
Yeah, it's one of those Johnny Five looking.
And it makes you look cute, because you got your little mouth here, can't
Yeah.
you? It's got a bit of character about it. And then you've got another camera here. This is this for regular photos, or this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really standard photos.
So you'd use that when making your me characters.
So yeah, you can make your me characters. You still need to pick your hair and like your eyes and your face colour and stuff. But it just does the shape of your head and implements that into your Wii.
Yeah, well actually, if we switch it on now, we'll show you how ours turned out, shall we? So where we going, powering up the 3DS. We see Mike's face in there. Hello, Mike. So if we got the 3D on at the moment.
Yeah, that's the depth slider. So that's where you can change the depth of your 3D. So you've got it off, and it'll just go into normal 2D.
Although you won't be able to
notice
notice
it, yeah.
Switch it now, see if you can see the screen you can see screen change a little bit there. But
So that's with it off.
For the purposes of filming,
on.
we'll keep it off for now. Okay, so let's have a look at the Me Maker. So this is the title screen here. So as you'll be familiar with the DSi, it's very similar to that.
But you've also got these extra ones at the top, which you just touch sensitive to click onto those, and that'll load a new set of menus.
Having a go on it earlier, I think this touchscreen's a little bit more accurate. I think Dave, you
I think it feels really nice. It seems to be more. I find that I use my stylus a bit more on my DS Lite than my finger. On this one, it seems a bit more responsive to the touch, which is pretty cool. Maybe that's just us noticing differences on there.
I've only used it with my finger. I haven't used the stylus
too so far.
as such.
Now the stylus, as we said before, was in a different place, and it's slightly more difficult to get out.
And it's actually...
Oh yes, this is an interesting point.
It looks quite small at first.
Yeah.
But it's one of those extendables.
I like your extendable stylus, Mike. It's very shiny.
Thank you.
That's interesting, isn't it? So is that just the way it fits in the back, alright then? That's the reason why it's extendable.
Yeah, it's just got more room. And one of the new features as well is the new home button. Now, a lot of devices these days, like all your iPhones and your Android phones, you can do multiple things at the same time without quitting the program that you want.
So you still have your game open or whatever, and you can press home and access.
So if you press home, that'll go back to the home menu by still running your last program in the background.
Okay,
so effectively you could be playing your game, going back to the menu, sending friend messages and stuff like that, and browsing the internet with your game still running in the background.
I heard somewhere somebody pointed out that you could be playing a game like Zelda, and say you're a bit stuck, maybe you're in the water temple and you just don't know what to do.
Damn water temples.
You can just pause the game, go back to the home menu, boot up the browser, search for a good FAQ, find out how you do it, close the browser, go back into the game and complete the temple, and you know, be happy.
So yeah, let's look at some of the examples of Mii's we made using the camera. Okay, so 3DS, just to prove there's a 3DS. Okay, so here's 3 Mii's that were made. The one on the left being our very own blast processor Dave, albeit without his hat. So there we are, blast processors. What do you think of that? That was a likeness made with the camera. Does that represent our very own David Jennings? Okay, so what else we got?
Let's have a look.
StreetPass.
The StreetPass is basically you can have your 3DS turned on. Well, you can have it turned on in standby, have it in your back pocket or your rucksack, and if you come into a certain distance and contact with another 3DS user, it'll download the latest information from their games and DS onto yours. So if you're playing the new Ridge Racer that's coming out and you've set a really fast lap time and you've got to brag to all your friends and that kind of thing, if someone else has beat your time or you want to see what their time's like, it'll upload them to your scoreboard. So effectively you're playing an online game while you're not online. So your scores are constantly being updated. So you're always getting the latest results or the latest scores or times and that kind of stuff. So yeah, there we have it. That was our look at the Nintendo 3DS. It's currently
I'm playing it in 3D now. Yeah. This is a reaction of a man who's playing a 3DS game.
It's currently stated for March the 25th release date in the UK.
Whoa.
I think the initial reactions when I turned it on, it kind of blew me away. It's like, whoa, it actually is 3D, because sometimes all this trickery and stuff you don't really know, but when you actually see one in person, you can really notice the difference. Because we've not had a chance to play a full-fledged game, that's what I'm looking forward to really next. But some of the software and the features that are on there,
let's have your
they
face
really are good.
I think Tom's facial expression is kind of saying it all.
Really bad is 3D. This is my first proper go in 3D, and yeah, wow, Dave, this is impressive. It is, yeah. Considering what this thing can do, you know, you expect it to cost quite a bit of money, really. For those who have the money, you know, and are wanting to upgrade their DS. It plays all the ODS games as well, and of course 3D, the augmented reality. We'll point out the graphics on this is a lot better than the original DS. We're talking, these look like PSP kind of quality, don't they? Maybe a little bit better than that, I don't know. Kind of like that kind of thing. Oh! Don't know if she is. But ooh, I'm shooting you with balls.
It's worth noting that if this has sort of tempted you, and you know, you really want to have a go on one yourself, I believe most game stores now up and down the country and game stations have actually got these to have a play on. So I would pop by and
I would
ask to have a go if they have one.
There we have it. That was the 3DS in all its glory. It's you know, it's a really nice looking thing, you know, and
it's a very substantial thing.
And you can see everything, you've seen what it can do.
Has it got our blast process approval?
It gets a blast process thumbs up, for sure.
Thumbs up from me as well.
And a thumbs up from me.
If you've got a spare 220 quid.
Get down and pre-order one.
Okay, yeah, seriously. I don't think you'd be disappointed. It's a fantastic piece of kit. And even if you're not so interested in the 3D, still get it because it's like the next step for the DS. You know, it's a great quality console. It isn't.
That's not a normal DS.
Actually.